It is time for a tech discussion this morning on Wake Up Nigeria. And for that, we have Etim Okorebi on the couch with us. He is the creative director and founder of Ubrelcon. That's Etim Okorebi Brand Consult. Now, it is an innovative digital branding and consulting company that delivers end-to-end brand identity and strategy solutions for businesses. Etim leverages AI-powered design and content creation tools to amplify creativity, streamline workflows, and deliver innovative brand solutions. Today, we are focusing on how designers and creatives can thrive with artificial intelligence. It's such a pleasure to have you in the studio with us.
Thank you for having me.
Awesome. You know, when we talk about designers and creatives, social media has been rife with, oh, they'll soon go extinct. That job will no longer be viable. It will no longer exist. And here you are talking about thriving with AI. Tell me more about that.
All right. So one thing most people quickly always say that AI is going to take away our jobs and our creativity. But one thing you should also realize that it still needs the human to also be a part and parcel of it in most cases. So now, for instance, coming out with the creative designs, it needs your creative thinking to put into place. So now, one thing I also tell people is that think of AI as a creative partner, not as a competitor. So if you think of a creative partner, it therefore means that you also use its help with your own creativity to see the workflow.
So the way you use it is what will determine a lot of things.
Yes.
Let's start from the designers.
All right.
Now, in what ways can AI assist in the job? Because there's something I'm one of those who chose to be late to the party.
Okay.
I like to do my research, you know, painstakingly, ensure that I get all the details right. But just yesterday, believe it or not, I decided to just impute something on social media, on Google.
Right.
Now, you know, Google has this thing now of giving you, it's actually AI powered, giving you the details.
Yes.
But most times when they do that, I ignore it and go for the article. So yesterday I decided to use it. And I realized that, gosh, I've been wasting my time.
There's
because it will give you not only the answers you need,
yes.
it will also give you links to where you can get more information. So you don't have to go through several links.
Yes.
You just have to go to the ones that give you what you need.
Yes.
And so I believe that also applies to designers.
Yes, it does apply to design. So let's say, for instance, I want to work on a project, let's say Dexter project. The chance of building constructions companies. All right. So now, in order for me to have a clear understanding of it, not that I do not understand. So I get the brand brief, and now I'll say, okay, fine. Let me put into AI. Let me tell AI, okay, this is the brand brief. They want to build lives. So now, what are the design elements that can be used to attach to it? So you bring out some certain design prompt, and then I'll take it to another AI that gives me visual representation. So now, most times, I look at it as a mood board, helping me to understand what I want to work on. Not that I don't have the idea myself, but with time, I want to quickly work on it. So now that helps put the right perspective in place. You now understand, okay, if I work on this way, there will be a lot of visibility, there will be a lot of understanding, there will be a lot of how to make such projects stand out differently.
As, for the other side, though, we also have to look at the creators. How does it assist?
So now for the creative itself, it gives you different options on what to take and what to do. Do you understand? So many creative things that it will dull my creative thinking, but that's not actually the case. Okay, let's say, for instance, okay, I want to get, there's an image I have in my mind. I want to really get that image to play out for creative. I want to really see it differently. So now I could use ChatGPT. This is what I have. Okay, I want someone sitting down here in the studio and then holding a cup of coffee. But I've been trying to look for that image. I can't get it. So now I tell it on ChatGPT. ChatGPT gives me a prompt. I take it to Google Labs. Google Labs gives me an image that says that. So now I can now come and then we work on those images. Now add some little touches there, bring in a table, bring in some other element to it, give it my own flair, how I feel about the ambience or how the design will look at, and then I'm trying to communicate a message.
So now you see that giving it your flair is what distinguishes an individual from AI, because AI has also proven that it doesn't really individualize as well as you would expect. It gives an answer that it could give to like 1 million other people. I'm very sure professors have found that out, considering people's projects and all. So I wonder, what is your own take about AI in general?
All right. So for me, my own take on AI in general is that over the years, I've been solving brand problems, brand identity problem. So now for my own take for AI, you see it's more or less, I see it as a tool. Let me put it this way, another creative tool for designers. I see it as a creative tool for designers, adding with other range of creative tools. You are using Photoshop, or you are using CorelDRAW, you are using Illustrator. I see it as an additional tool. So my own take on it is that using it as an advantage to existing tools, not just leaving it aside, using an advantage of existing tools to help solve brand problems, to help solve some rising needs that brands may have. Because so many brands don't necessarily, they're trying to solve a problem, but yet they're trying to capture a particular market, but yet they don't really have some of those data they might use to. So with that, taking that advantage to that, you now begin to understand, okay, in this particular region, this is what will be more appealing. So now you put that prompt, it shows you how you're going to present it, and then you work with that.
So let's talk about you. You have over 10 years experience.
Yes.
Could you take us through your journey? What has it been like in the creative industry?
All right. So it's more or less, let me say, quite interesting because it started immediately. I left my university. I thought this creative industry is quite fast growing. So why not put more attention to it? Do you understand? So at most times, there are times that you have to upscale, and then understand the trends of different creative work out there and being able to position yourself that gives you that relevance. So in that regards, I now begin to focus, okay, fine, the different brand problems that needs to be solved. Brands needs to understand their products and how their products will meet their right audience. So now, I now begin to understand that in other cases, there are situations that a designer will work on a product that is actually for, let's say, fumigations, chemical fumigation, but yet the design itself shows that it's more or less like a fruit juice, and yet it's not passing the right message. You understand? So now, because I came across that, and now I understand this is actually a problem that also needs to be solved, being able to represent brand solutions and align it with what the brands need and what the audience or what the consumers, the target audience need per time.
Oh, wow. Okay, so now let's talk about creativity generally. I know quite well that when it comes to the design and creative industry, people are torn. On the one hand, there are people saying, oh, come on, let's just go to Canva, we'll fix it.
Okay.
What distinguishes a creative designer from what an average person, the magic in quotes, they can make with Canva?
All right. One thing, professionalism. Over the years, experimenting on different concepts, different tools over the years, the professionalism. So now, currently I'm working on a class with an NGO that helps helping mentoring their creative personnel. Do you understand? So now, what I'm telling them, what I'm showing them is that, okay, I understand you have different tools you're making use of. So now, what I'm going to show you is how you can enhance these tools. Because at the end of the day, it's not necessarily about the tools per se, but about the creative design.
Back to the individuality as well.
Yes, it's about them. So now they need to show them, okay, now for this is how we're going to go about it, irrespective of whatsoever tools you employ to execute that particular task. So that has always been a distinguishing part that gives those clarity.
So generally in Nigeria, what's your take on the creative industry? Especially the design industry, because I know that's where your report is.
So my take here for Nigeria is that we are fast growing. You're seeing a lot of creative people coming up with creative ideas, creative works that solves different solutions in different ecosystems, you see. So now, one of the things I also see, and I'm seeing many Nigerians also adopting to the rising in AI. And then with that itself, they are also getting the desired result they need per time and solving a certain problems they need to solve. So it's a good one. It's
a good one. Okay, so the creative industry in Nigeria, 5-10 years, should we expect innovations that would take the world by storm?
Yes, we should. we should. But only the downside is that the downside is that many times most people are always afraid of creativity, not just creativity, new inventions. They believe that because of what we call creative destruction, we find out that one particular creativity comes on board and then we are feared going to relegate any other aspect of technological advancement or other aspect of creativity. For instance, the emergence of showing machine. which eradicated knitting with hands and the rest. So people were afraid that to take my job. At the end of the day, people were wise enough to flow alongside the train, were able to make the most out of it.
Now, for a person that probably doesn't even understand what designing is and vis-a-vis creativity, and they're all the same. Graphic designer, could you distinguish it?
All right. So now, looking at designing and a graphics designer. So now, graphic designer is more like the person who have years of experience. It's more or less a professional in that field. Then designing is more or less the output of what you're put out there. Do you understand? So we have different varieties of design. We have the artwork. We have digital artwork. We have the flyer designs. We have the logos. We have the motion graphics and all sorts. So now, the professionalism has to do with the aspect of the graphic designer coming up, okay, putting all his work out there with long years of experience that makes him a professional in that field. So that most people say that, okay, design is quite simple. I can just wake up one day and put this and put there and put there and then come out. But yeah, you're not actually speaking to your audience at the end of the day because you don't really understand what your audience are seeing. You're not design, there's what we call design emotion. We are not just putting the design out there, but you're understanding how your audience will perceive the design output. You understand? So you take years of experience and understanding to see what you need to see and how to place it out there that people can easily relate with it.
I had to ask you this before we end this conversation because I realized that a lot of people do not understand that certain tools are made there to ease your work.
Yes,
but when you want something that really represents your brand, it's always good to meet a professional because of, as you said, the emotion. And that also has to do with branding, as you mentioned earlier. So when you're talking about branding, there's a lot that goes into it. And that includes trying to understand the business, putting it right. You as the client might not really be able to express it as well as a professional will be able to put it into reality and then give you the best that works for you. And I find your work commendable.
Thank you so much.
It's very stressful. Even when you have to use the app, the one I was mentioning, it's very stressful. Talk less of you guys who painstakingly come up with stuff. Amazing. Well done.
Thank you so much.
Well done.
Thank you so much.